that mindset runs through your book. Now, I'm only a few chapters in, but it's incredibly straight talking. There's no nonsense. There's no waffling about how Gramsci or Foucault got their ideas. It goes, this was put in, and this was the result. Go and sort it out. You're a bloke, take it on the chin and fix it. And what I'm interested in is there's an incredible, it's almost like a steeled approach. And I try to get through this with Bo from the Law to see this, because he's similar.
Hmm.
What formed that mind? Because it's not common in today's world to have such a cast iron mindset.
Like many things, I think it's your personal history. So let's start off with my childhood, single parent household. I have no memory of my dad. We left when I was 2. We died when I was 6 or 7. Never met the man, to have no memories. Brought up on a failing council estate in South Manchester called the Anson Estate, which is notorious for drugs, gangs, shootings. It wasn't that bad when I was a kid in the 70s. But it was still terrible in the 70s compared to other estates. Went to a failing school. And through the 70s and 80s, victimhood culture hadn't really taken off. It was still, you still got told to pull yourself up by, your shoelaces, push yourself down, try again. So I had a lot of that, but that was creeping in at the time. And when I was growing up, I had a really bad stutter, if you can believe it or not. I mean, I never shut up now. It's very hard to believe.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I stopped stuttering at about 13. I didn't stutter in front of my friends or close family. It was anyone I didn't know, or if I was under pressure or stress, like standing up in class and reading in English. I write it in one of my books. We read the book, The Hobbit, and every time I think of Bilbo Baggins, makes me smile, because I used to have to read the word Bilbo, and I would know the next word is Baggins, and I knew it was another B, and I'd go. And that was terrible in school, and that was the butt of every joke. And through that, I learnt to always be the first person to take the mickey out of me. Because if I took the mickey out of me, it left you with no power. You couldn't hurt me then. You couldn't make me the butt of a joke, because I was taking the mickey out of me. So that was the first defence I learnt. And then through my late teens and 20s, I lost my way. Mainly because I didn't have a father, I had no instruction, I had nobody showing me how to be a man in the world, how to achieve what you want. I had loads of ideas, loads of ambition, but didn't know how to put it into practice. I was waiting for someone to knock on my door and give me the opportunities I deserved. And I got to 30 and realised, this isn't happening, is it? No one's knocking on my door. So I got my first proper job at 30. Up to that point, I was wheeling, dealing, self-employed, working on markets, doing a bit of wholesaling. But I got my first proper job at 30, working at Manchester Airport, and my life changed almost overnight. I had purpose, I had structure, I had a poor wage, but it was regular. All my wages before used to be good wages sometimes, but I wouldn't get paid for 2-3 months. So this was a regular poor wage. And then my life really changed when I started working at the council, working with young people. And I fell into that job by accident. I only took the job because it was twice the money I was already on. And that's the reason why I took the job. And suddenly I found something that I excelled at, that I was excellent at, that I was better than the people already doing the job. And the reason why I was better is because I was one of those kids we were speaking to. I wasn't a university-educated, white liberal woman from down south who now lives in Manchester saying to these young people, oh, it's a shame. I know you're from a single-parent household, and it's a shame, isn't it? And I know the world's against you, but if you can just try harder at school, and if you can just stop getting into trouble, your life will... And I was like, I'm not saying those things. So I would sit down with these young people and go, right, no, stop with your excuses. It's all BS, mate. No, I'm having none of that. You did those things because you decided to do those things, didn't you? And you know what we're going to do? We're going to penalise your mum now because of your behaviour at 14 years old. So how does that feel? You think you're a man and you're the man of the house, your behaviour now is going to penalise your mum, because I'm going to give your mum a warning on her property. And if she gets more warnings, she'll end up being evicted, and you and your sister will be homeless. And it'll all be down to you at 14 years old. And you think you're the man of the house, do you? And I gave them personal responsibility, and I told them how it was going to be. And I didn't sugarcoat it. And I did it out of love. I wanted those young people to be successful. I wanted those young people to have a better life. And sometimes you don't get that by being pink and fluffy. You get it through something I call tough love. And it's telling people how the world is, and it's telling people how reality is. And you're not going to change reality, and you're not going to fight the system, because no one can beat the system. If you're going to go up against the system, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose bad, and it'll ruin your life. And I'm telling you now, you won't beat the system. You need to be part of the system and use the system to your own benefit. That's what you need to do. And they're the conversations I used to have with thousands of young people, and to put them back on the straight and narrow and make sure they understood consequences. So I wasn't a white liberal woman going, "Oh, would you like a McDonald's? Because you've been a good boy there." And it's like, no, you didn't get any of that from me. And it worked.